deck review for blue-black zombies. It's a great deck. It's still pretty new. It's something you could brew with. I think it needs a little bit of, still needs to be grinded out a little bit. It's getting real close to being where it needs to be, though. It's handled itself rather well in multiple matches. And it's one of those decks where you can almost just kind of lean back and just play it as is and be a little aggressive, or you can be a little more on the defensive. It doesn't really seem to matter too much. So let's get into the guts of what it is, the nuts and bolts of the deck. So its namesake card is Pieces of the Puzzle. We're running 4 copies of that. It's 2 and a blue. We'll reveal the top 5 cards of your library. Put 2 instant and or sorcery cards from among them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. It's a dig card. What are we digging for, though? Well, what does this deck do? It makes zombie tokens. It makes lots of zombie tokens because we're running 4 copies of Moan of the Unhallowed, a recent Ultimate Masters downshift card, originally printed in Innistrad as an uncommon. 2 and 2 black will get you 2/2 black zombie creature tokens onto the battlefield, and you can flash back for 2 black and 5 colorless. So you're looking at 4, 8, 16 possible zombie tokens in a game. That should be more than enough to stomp out whatever your opponent is trying to do. What else? We have 2 other cards to dig for those 2 important pieces of the deck, and that is Preordain. Preordain is a 1-drop blue scry 2, then draw a card. Pretty simple, versatile, good card. Then we have 2 copies of Think Twice. For 1 and a blue, you can draw a card and you flash back for 2 and a blue. So we have 4 slots and 2 cards value. What other diggers we have are 4 copies of Augur of Bolas. 1 in a blue gets you a 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, reveal an instant or sorcery card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library. And usually that instant or sorcery, can be any of those cards I've showed you so far. We've also got a decent removal and counter magic package in this deck, and that's always focused on doing. So we'll go over the counter magic package first. It's running 1 copy of Prohibit for 1 in a blue, kicker 2. You may pay an additional 2 as you play the spell. Counter target spell if its converted mana cost is 2 or less. If you paid the kicker cost, counter that spell if its mana cost is 4 or less instead. Not a bad card. Pretty versatile. Good because we're running 2 colors. Then we've got 2 excludes. For 2 and a blue, you can counter target creature spell and you draw a card. I'm thinking that we may want 2 of those in the sideboard, perhaps. Or maybe just to negate, or I'm not sure it negates the creature one, but you know which one I'm talking about, the counter spell for creature. Either way, when you're playing against creature heavy decks, those are sometimes too expensive or there's not enough of them. Alright, and then we're playing 4 counter spells, 2 blue, counter target spell. You guys should all be very familiar with this card. If not, well, get familiar, because this is a Pauper staple. Removal. This deck has 4 copies. Sorry. It does not have 4 copies of anything removal-wise. It has 2 copies of Ghastly Demise for 1 black. Destroy target non-black creature if its toughness is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard, which with Pieces of the Puzzle should be a pretty high number. Chainer's Edict, we got 3 copies of that. 1 in a black, target player sacrifices a creature, which is great against Bogles. Then these also have a flashback cost of 5 and 2 black. So we got 6 slots for 3. And we're running 2 copies of Echo and Decay, really good against tribal decks. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get -2/-2 until end of turn. Yes, this is main board. Still good removal for 1 creature too. Then we're running we gotta stop doing that. Then we're running 3 copies of Disfigure, 1 black, instant, target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Those are helpful. Then we got Asian Doomblade here. It's 1 and a black, instant, destroy target non-black creature. We're running 1 copy of Agony Warp for that rare chance that we're playing against someone who's running Guardian of the Guild pack in their deck, which can be really annoying. Target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn. Target creature gets -0/-3 until end of turn. Usually we just want to target the 1 single creature with that. Well, I guess there could be times when you want to just target one and another. And then we're running 1 Death Rattle, which normally don't have a problem with targeting a non-green creature. And it can't be regenerated. It's 5 and a black, but you can delve the 5, so it only costs 1 black usually. Lands are pretty straightforward. We got 1 Bojuka Bog, enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from the target player's graveyard. Tap to add black to your mana pool. 4 Dismal Backwater, these come into play tapped. You gain a life when they come into play, and you can tap for blue or black. That's what you want to run. If you're running blue-black, don't do the Guild Gates. Those are not very good unless you're running a Guild Gate deck or something. Alright. Dimir Aqueduct, we got 4 of those. It's a bounce land. It's really useful to Dismal Backwater. You can bounce in for life gain. You can bounce the Bojuka Bog back to your hand to empty your opponent's graveyard another time if it draws that way. Then we're running 8 basic basic islands and 5 basic swamps, which I have modified. Isn't that pretty? That one's kind of weird. This one's a little bit needs to be cleaned up. It's the first one I did. Actually, this is the first one I did. And yeah, anyway. And then the sideboard. We got 3 copies of Duress, 1 black. You can look at your opponent's hand, see what's going on, and remove a non-creature, non-land card from their hand. Or make them discard that card. Yeah. 1 Stormbound Geist can only block creatures with flying, so it's good against Delver and other blue-white builds. It's got Undying, so when it dies, it comes back as a 3/3. It's flying, 2 blue and a colorless. It's running 2 copies of Coffin Purge for Exhume Reanimator decks, which are going to be a problem coming up with the London Mulligan rule, I believe. I could be wrong. For 1 black, you remove target card in a graveyard from the game, and it's got a flashback of 1 black. So pretty good against those. We're running 2 Annuls, counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Good against Bogles and good against Affinity. Oh, 1 second. Then we're running 4 copies of Accumulated Knowledge, 1 in a blue, draw a card, then draw cards equal to the number of Accumulated Knowledge cards in all graveyards. This is just basically for speed purposes if you're playing against aggro. And then we got 3 copies of Hydroblast for a burn. And that is the deck, as it were, as a champion. For, I don't know how many rounds, but it was the champ there for a minute. Anyways, this is Ryan signing off for pooperdix. Please like, subscribe, share, do something, comment, let your brothers and sisters know you're out there playing Magic, and help me so I can help you. Thanks. Ta-ta.